Hello, welcome to Old New England Houses. My name is Andrew. Thank you so much for taking time to watch the video today. I really appreciate it. We got a stunning, absolutely beautiful home. Again, you have all these beautiful homes on this channel. This one's no different, I guarantee it. And I think some of you will actually comment down below saying that this is your new favorite. I got a feeling, so you wait till you see the inside of this house. Before we move on to the inside of this house, I want to encourage everyone to hit that like button, hit subscribe button, and notification bell. I post new videos once a week, every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so diving into the specs of this house. First here we got the house is located in Salisbury, Massachusetts, built in the year 1680. That makes the house 345 years old. 4 beds, 2 baths, 2,536 square feet, and sits on almost 2 acres, 1.8 acres of land. So pretty decent acreage, pretty decent lot size here. Coming into the house, you're immediately greeted by the stairs. Not uncommon for a house of this age, but you can definitely tell some updates have been done over the years. I mean, the house is almost 350 years old, so the fact that there's been some updates is obviously very understandable. But this wall right here, I think would have gone all the way up to the ceiling, is my guess. There may have even been a door at the bottom of these stairs at one point. I know I've seen that in very, very old New England houses as well, so that's obviously very possible. It's not common to see a door across the bottom of the stairs anymore. Those were removed long, long ago, but to see a door there is not too uncommon. And this brick here on the wall, I don't think this brick would have been here either. So we'll get a better shot of this brick a little later on in the video, but I don't think the brick would have been there. Comment down below if you think this wall would have been brick way back in 1680 or even 1700 or so, or a little later on after that. But overall, I do like the entryway here. I'm not knocking, I'm not criticizing it. I'm just pointing out that there's been some changes over the years, which, like I said, is understandable. I'll give you a minute to take the space in, and then after that, we are going to go into this room right here to start. Excuse me. Okay, moving into that first room here. Overall, nice space. I do like some of the furniture choices. I probably make a few changes here if this was made, just to give you an example here. You got this wall piece right here, looks like something from an Asian culture. I'm not sure, forgive me, I'm not really sure what this would be, but this reminds me of something from Asia. Not exactly fitting into if you want to keep the late 17th century old New England vibe, doesn't exactly fit in, so that's the reason why I would remove it. When it comes to these houses like this, I really want to keep everything as much original as I possibly can when it comes to the decor and the furniture of the house. As close to original as possible. You can never get exact, so it's very, very difficult, but especially a house of this age. This piece right here, I wouldn't keep that. I wouldn't keep the horses on the wall either, but there's a lot of stuff in here I do like. I like the chest. I like the rocking chair. This lamp is also really nice. I would definitely keep the lamp. Overall, nice space. I'm not knocking it. And I do love the exposed ceilings. Love, love, love exposed ceilings. Even though I know from what I've been told that's not original to a house like this. It would not have been exposed like this, but I still do like it. I'll give you a second to take the space in. And moving on here, so same space, we just flipped and we're looking at the opposite end. So there's the front door right there, the entryway where we just were. We'll get a close-up shot of this fireplace here in a second, and after that we're going to go through this door into the dining room. Here's a close-up shot of that fireplace. Definitely nice fireplace, and it looks like there's original ash ash down here. It's not original to 1680. I'm sure the ash isn't that old, but ash here, so it's telling me the fireplace is still a functioning fireplace, which is very, very nice to have. And moving on here, now we're in the dining space. So this is the room that we were just in a second ago. One thing I noticed here, look at it, all opened up here. We'll be able to see this actually up here is the hallway. It looks down into the dining room space up here. We'll be up there in a little bit, and you'll be able to see the bedrooms and everything, see what the hallway looks like. But I don't mind it. Obviously, this is not original, the way this is all exposed and open like this, so it wouldn't have been this way in 1680. Or even in 1780, or perhaps even 1880, but I do like it for sure. I'm not hating it, that's for sure. Give you a second to take the space in, and same space. We're just now looking at the opposite end. There's that door where we came through from that first room we were in. I love seeing these exposed beams. Absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite features in an old New England house. Exposed beams like this. There's a couple features on the exposed beams I'm going to show you in one, maybe two pictures very, very soon. I'll point it out to you. Give you a second to take the space in. And right here, look at these grooves or these notches that were carved into the post or into the beam. And then there's 4 right here as well that you can see. So I love that right there. It was just a peg and groove. I think it's called peg and groove, right? The building technique from would have been the late 17th century. It probably would have continued on well into the 18th century, where they would use pegs instead of nails, metal nails, wooden pegs, and then they would have carved little grooves inside the beams to fit the next beam on to kind of feel like a puzzle piece, is my understanding. So correct me down below in the comments. I wonder if this is the remnants of a peg and groove construction techniques. But this is obviously the same space. We're just a little farther back from that. There's that door we came in. You get a good shot of the, decent shot of the fireplace. We'll get a better angle where we don't have this beam here in the way. But this is also a nice little feature to having these wooden beams like this. And here's a fireplace. Loving it too, because you see this original 1680 fireplace, and then you have this old stove right here. I'm guessing late 1800s, 1880s, I'll say. Just taking a rough guess, but 1870s, 1880s time frame. So to see that there too is a nice touch as well. Okay, moving on. Still in the same space. We got two more, this picture and one more picture of this space. But I love this table and chairs too. I forgot to point that out in the last photo. But this fits in perfect with the house. Absolutely perfect. And all this wood here on the walls too. That's my personal favorite. That's my personal preference for sure. I don't mind painted walls, you know, providing you got to do specific colors. You can't go crazy with the colors, but I don't mind painted walls. Let's see here. Moving on to the next picture here. So it's one final look at the space. We're looking at the most extreme end of this dining space, and next we're going to go into this kitchen right here. And okay, now we're in the kitchen. So overall, I don't mind the kitchen at all. Obviously, kitchens aren't going to fit in with the old New England feel and charm of a house usually, because they're kitchens. Obviously, they didn't have this way back when in 1680. But you know, I certainly don't mind the way it looks. The only thing I would change, it would be a big change, would be to change the flooring out into something that looks more, I don't know, mid to early 18th century. You know, to kind of get that old New England feel to the flooring. Obviously, it wouldn't be original flooring, perhaps. I'm assuming this is not an original part of the house. Maybe this is an add-on, is what I'm guessing. So the flooring underneath wouldn't be original to the home. But if you can get something that mirrors the original flooring, I think that would be a nice touch in here. But overall, I'm not hating the kitchen. I think it's a good kitchen. Comment down below and let me know what you think of the kitchen. Here's another photo of the kitchen, give you a better look at it. Looking opposite end of the kitchen. All right, moving on here. Coming into just another living space. Nothing too wild and crazy here. Not much to say. I'll give you a second to take the space in. All right, coming back to the stairs. So here's that better shot of the brick wall and the stairs that I told you about. Don't know what this would be. Comment down below and then let me know what you think that this metal panel would be here on the wall. Not a clue. I've never seen a metal panel like this in an old New England house in the stairwell, so got to have some purpose for sure. But like I said, I don't think there would be a naturally exposed brick right here in the stairwell, but I could be wrong. This could be original to the house. Again, comment down below and let me know if this brick would be original. And going up to the top of the stairs, this is what you see when you get to the very top. Nothing too wild and crazy here. I'll give you a second to take this in, and then we're going to go straight ahead here into a bedroom. Okay, coming into the very first bedroom. Overall, love the space, love the natural light in here. Again, maybe make a few tweaks here to the decor, like the horses. I wouldn't keep the horses on the wall. Just nothing against horses. I like horses, but it doesn't really fit in, I feel, to the old New England style, old New England charm of the house. But all in all, not hating this room at all. Overall, I love the furniture choices here. This dresser, this chest and mirror. The bed, I think, is perfect. So I think they did an excellent job overall. All right, same bedroom here, just looking at the opposite end. And just off the picture on this side right here, you can't see it, we're going to see it in a second, is a fireplace, but we'll get a good close-up shot of the fireplace right here. And this is that hallway. So this exposed area right here looks down into the dining room where I pointed it out before when we were down there. And coming out into that hallway, love the exposed brick right here. Absolutely loving it. And you can see how exposed and open this is, looking down into that dining room space. And coming straight ahead into the bathroom. One thing I really enjoy about this bathroom, obviously this whole thing is very modern, maybe not 2025 modern, but 1980s maybe. I'm just guessing by the way the sinks look. So maybe I'm guessing 1980s roughly when this bathroom would have been last remodeled. But still modern relative to when the house was originally built. The fact that it looks so modern, all these modern features and sinks, toilets, and everything. The flooring's obviously not original, but then you have splashed in the original beams right here. So you have all this modern features and everything, and then sprinkled out throughout the whole space is you got these beams here that are clearly from 1680. So I love that feature. I love keeping just little aspects of the original charm of the house in a space like this. Usually a space that has to see a lot of major updates and a lot of changes to bring it up to today's living standards. All right, moving on here. Next bathroom. Love the bathtub. Love it. Stained glass too, right here. I love it. This is great. This actually reminds me of a bathtub. Another video we have on this channel. We'll link to it at the end. I'll have it flash up on the screen. It's a house built in New Hartford, Connecticut, built in 1866. Has a tub that's nearly identical to this tub. So this is the second time I've seen a bathtub like this. And same space. We're just looking at a different angle. I like the sink too. I like the design in the sink. Give you a second to take the space in. And come into the next bedroom. You can see you got access to the attic right here. Love the beams. You got those original 1680 beams poking through. Definitely like that touch. I hope this ladder is removable. My guess is it probably is. This definitely would be cramped if it wasn't removable. But I'll give you a second to take the space in. Nothing too wild and crazy to talk about here. And next bedroom. Again, I won't say too much. Give you a minute to take a look. All right, and coming to the outside of the house, give you a little view of the outside. Coming to the side of the house, lots of vegetation. Now, definitely would trim some of the vegetation back a little bit. Looks like it's starting to get a little overgrown, but nothing too crazy. Nothing that you can't really fix. It's pretty easy fix. Give you a good weekend where you just get some yard work done. You can make a big change out here in the yard. And I love this picture. This is probably my favorite picture of everything we looked at so far. The way this front of this house looks, it looks as if it hasn't been touched since 1680, since it was originally built. This is how I would picture the house to look in 1680, minus the electric light right here by the front door. Obviously, that's not original. And then you get the flashing here at the bottom of the chimney. Of course, that's not. But minus those two small little details, this is what I would picture the house to look like in 1680. Honestly, I think this is great. And you can cut all this back. This landscaping could be very easily touched up. I would clear these out, plant some new gardens, some new bushes. I would trim this back, whatever this large bush or a tree is, or maybe it's a tree overgrown with vines. But anyways, you can cut it back and really expose the house too. So, but I think this house is absolutely perfect the way it is on the outside. Would not change a thing. And that's all I got. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Definitely hit that like button, hit subscribe button, and notification bell. I post new videos once a week, every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And check out that New Hartford house. It should be down here somewhere in the corner if it hasn't popped up already. And check out that house there, but it's got that same bathtub that I pointed out earlier. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the channel. Hit that subscribe button for me. Take care. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.